Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. We're on part 28, 27, 28, I don't know. Something like that. The ship is, for all intents and purposes, done. It's complete. It's over behind me on my computer desk right now while I work on the base. I just finished painting up the base. I haven't put any of the decals on, but all of the paintwork is complete. As you can see, it turned out pretty nice. I've also ordered the rocker switches. One of them is a power switch on-off to turn it on, turn it off. And the other one is a single pull double throw on so that we can do warp mode or impulse mode. So we can click back and forth pretty easy. I also ordered a 9-volt power supply at 2 amps, even though this thing draws about 500 milliamps. And then I also ordered a barrel connector to plug it into. So I'm going to I'd love to mount the barrel connector on the side, but I don't know if there's enough meat over here to drill a hole. I did my last one in the back, but the problem is you display it on the side, so you always have this wire coming out the side, and I thought it'd be really cool to have it hidden in the back of the stand, but that's not the case. So I'll probably have to do the exact same thing I did before, but all in all, this has turned out really nice. I think I'm gonna probably display it with this one for a while until I come up with a better one. Maybe HDA ModelWorks can help me out, make one a little bit more extravagant, an acrylic one. But for now, we'll use the stock one, and it should look pretty nice. As far as this build goes, since we were focusing on doing something out of the box and pretty simple, this will be out of the box and pretty simple. So it's exactly what we were shooting for. The ship turned out fantastic, and I'm really happy with it. There's only a couple of things that I wish had turned out differently, but it is what it is. So I'm going to set you guys down for a minute, and I'm going to bring the ship over and pop it into the base. Even though I'm still working on the base, I still store the ship in it so it doesn't get hurt. So I'm going to pop it in here, and we'll hook it all up to the power supply and turn it on so you guys can see it. It turned out really spectacular, so hang on just a moment. And here we are. Here it is sitting on the freshly painted base. And as you can see, it turned out pretty darn sharp here. So I've got my lights on it so you can actually see the ship. So it turned out really, really nice. It's got a nice sheen to it from the satin clear. It just turned out really nice. So I'm very, very happy with it. There's our deflector, which looks way better in person. I don't know why the hotspot always looks so small on the video. But when you take a picture of it, let's see if we get any better here. No. That's as best we can do. It looks really, really good in person. I'll try to include a photo somewhere of it so that you guys can see it, but it really looks good. But yeah, it turned out fantastic. Really happy with it. There's, like I said, a couple of little minor details I would change, but for the most part, yeah, turned out good. So, proof that you can build one of these ships for dirt cheap and still make it look good. I think I have a total cost of around 150 bucks in this thing. So, pretty reasonable. Including all the lighting, the photo etch, and the kit. I think I got the kit for around $70. That was back when they were a little cheaper. And the photo etch kit is 30 bucks. And then the lighting wasn't expensive at all. It was some LED tape and LEDs, and I used an Arduino Nano for the flasher, so yeah, inexpensive. I didn't require a light kit, and yeah, it turned out really good. So now that you've seen it this way, let's check it out without any lights on. Here we go. Ready? Boom. Oh yeah. That's one thing I would have done, though. I mentioned it in an earlier video. I would have added the spotlight. But again, it was an out-of-the-box build, so just proof you don't need the spotlight, even though it would have been a lot cooler. But yeah, the lighting turned out fantastic. Looks really, really sharp. It's funny, in the video it looks a little purple. The chiller girls, they're actually very blue in reality, so yeah. I will be doing a finale video of some kind for this, so we'll be looking forward to that. But I need to finish up the base. I'm going to wrap up this video once I get the base completely done and all of the switch gear done, and this thing is ready to put on the shelf. So yeah, hope you guys like it. It was a lot of work, let me tell you. I think I've been doing this video series for close to 3 years. I think I have a total of about 6 months into this. It's just I had so much real life crap get in the way, so and it happens. It happens, and you can't get to your fun stuff because of real life getting in the way. Actually pulled out. I wonder if we can see in the arboretum. I don't think so. I think that's as best we can do, but yeah, you can see in it in reality, and it looks pretty cool. Although you can't see a lot in there. Like I said, it's really hard to see in those windows, so don't spend tons of time on it because there's no point. But you can see my Arduino flasher is flashing at exactly the rate I wanted. Looks pretty spot on in my opinion. And I've got my flasher on the bottom of the ship as well. So yeah, pretty cool. So alright, I will be back with hopefully a finished base, so hang on just a moment. Okay, welcome back everyone. The base is complete. So I cut holes for the switches, and I drilled a hole for the power switch. You can see the power switch right here, or the power barrel connector. The power switch and the single pole double throw switch go there. There's the power switch, on off, and it slides right in here, no problem. Well, one-handed, no way. Need both hands for that. Anyway, here's the single pole double throw. Notice it has 3 connections on it. The center one is ground, and then one of your hot wires goes one way. Actually, it's not ground. It comes from power, and then you divvy the power either this way or that way. So this is your hot, and then this goes to warp, and this one goes to impulse or whatever. So you can flip one way and you get one, and you flip the other way, you get the other. It's really a nice little way of doing this. So here's your power on off, and here's your mode. So I also got a 9-volt adapter to plug the whole thing in. So once I get all this soldered in and ready to roll, the ship will be actually done. We can plug it in and call it a day. So I'm gonna get the ship back on the stand and flip it over and kind of get it where I can solder on it. We're gonna solder in this stuff, get it all set to be done. So hold on just a moment. Okay, welcome back everyone. So everything is wired up now. So if you recall, the yellow was for impulse and the blue was for warp. And what I've done is I've connected my hot and my ground. The hot goes over to the power switch, and then the hot from the ship goes off to the ship here. But it also has a jumper going over to this switch here, and then our impulse and warp go here. So when you power this switch on, this allows the hot to continue its circuit off into the ship, as well as some power over to this switch to either divvy to the impulse or the warp. So it's actually a pretty simple setup, and it works beautifully. So hang on 2 seconds, let me get this thing flipped up on its shelf, and then we'll turn it on and you can see how easy it is to operate. Hold on 2 seconds. And we're back. So here it is on the shelf that it's going to go on its permanent home. And as you can see, the power plug is plugged in and our switches are in. You can barely see them, but they are there. There we go. So if I reach over and I hit the power switch, boom, we have power. Now right now it's in impulse mode. So as you can see, we have the amber deflector dish, the amber impulse crystal, we have our impulse engines, and we have no warp engines, which is what we wanted. And then we go down to the base and we hit the other switch, and now we're in warp mode. We have the blue deflector dish, we have the blue impulse crystal, we have no impulse engines, and we have the warp engines on. So that's exactly what I wanted to have happen. So now if you can display it in either mode, whichever suits your fancy. If you want to see it in warp mode, you just kick it over there and leave it on. If you want to see it in impulse mode, you kick it over to the other way and leave it on. So And with that, the ship is done. Woo! That was a long haul. So it took nearly 3 years, although I had a lot of crap happen in between. So we're very fortunate to have been able to finish and complete this thing. So yeah, talk about a long haul. It turned out much better than my previous one, but then again, I've done a lot more modeling, so that's to be expected. But I hope you guys enjoyed following along. I'm going to follow up this video with a finale video of some kind. Whether it's in a few days or a few weeks, we'll figure it out, but we'll do something so that everybody can come view the beauty that is this ship here. So thanks for everybody who followed along and who gave me support along the way to finish this thing. It's really kind of neat when you have people saying, "Hey, go, go, go! You're doing a great job." You know, that makes things go along much better. But I hope that people who were afraid to tackle this ship are less afraid to tackle it now. It seems like a handful, and it is. But if you take it a piece at a time, you eventually get to the end. So you just have to keep at it and not worry about the little mistakes. There are tons of little mistakes all over this thing, but like I said at the very beginning of this whole thing, even if you make little mistakes here and there, the only one that's going to see them is you. Everybody else who comes in is going to go, "Wow, look at that Enterprise you've got sitting there." As you can see right here. I mean, that looks like the Enterprise sitting right there. So that's exactly what we were after. So like I said earlier, I think I only have about $150 into this thing, plus the the materials like paint and whatever. There was no lighting kit to speak of, so that saved a lot of cash. There was only the kit cost and the photo etch up front. The kit came with Aztec decals, and nowadays you either have to buy them from Round 2 or eBay if Round 2 has them. And that can be quite pricey. So if you can find a set, they sure make this build go a lot easier. When Round 2 does have them, they're about $50 for the set. So, and then I think it's around $90 for the kit now. So today, if I were doing it now with the kits that are out now, it would probably be closer to $200 for the whole thing. 200, maybe $225. Though the lighting is just, if you just go and get the stuff that you need and wire it all up, it really doesn't cost very much to put in. And even if you're not going to use an Arduino, Tenna Control sells a flasher board that's really great. I have one in my 537 Refit right here, and it works really nicely. So, it's, I mean, $40 isn't a lot to spend if you're not wanting to go that route. So yeah, otherwise, there you go. Let me know what you guys think of the finished product, and thanks for the support, following along, and your comments and everything else. This has been quite an interesting experiment. I'm actually going to keep building things on this channel. My next project is going to be finishing up my Fine Molds Millennium Falcon, which has been sitting here half done for an age. So I hope you guys will follow along with that. That'll be a lot of fun, getting that all done and detailed, and get it all dirty. But anyway, I will see you guys later, and hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and happy modeling, everyone.
Yeah.